all the new places that have been added to Chapter 5 Season 3, Nitro Drome is one of the best in my opinion. If you're someone who likes the action, loves the chaos, then this place is the place to land. The mythic vehicle is great, even after the updates. It's still a great car to drive around in with a machine gun that is faster than all the other ones. But most importantly, this is where you get the medallion that gives you unlimited ammo, as well as the mythic boom bow. This combination in weaponry is insane, because basically once you get a hold of this medallion and that mythic boom bow, you have unlimited rockets, which basically means you're going to spam that bow at people, at cars, wherever they are, and it's just going to grief them the entire game. So very powerful weapon combination. I highly recommend you land here and familiarize yourself with the layout of this place. It really helps you become a better player once you rush into busy areas like this. You can become a better player with car combat or with just navigating third partying in general, because there's a lot of people that land here usually because they want that medallion. So it's good practice to try to fight people, fight the boss, and be doing a lot of things all at the same time, you know, kind of multitasking. So I think it does provide great practice in solos, navigating how to fight multiple people while also trying to accomplish grabbing the medallion, mythic weapon, or the mythic vehicle if you choose to, even after the update. So before the update, guys, I used to grab the mythic vehicle and it was super overpowered. It would heal itself, unlimited nitro. It was just super broken. Like, if I had the mythic vehicle, I had a very high chance of winning this game, just because in endgame, if you didn't have anything to counter these vehicles, you would pretty much be screwed. But now that they've patched it, the vehicles no longer regenerate health. They're still good, but they're not as good. They're not broken anymore. There's a very big way to counter vehicles now after the patch, and that is boogie bombs. I'll upload another video explaining the new update, how I navigate matches now. Basically, if you pick up boogie bombs, any car that you run into is pretty much done for. As long as you hit a good boogie bomb, they're going to be out of the car and you're going to be shooting them with whatever gun you have. So either way though, you can see I use a car here with a grenade launcher to grief people that are fighting the boss, and then I go ahead and move my way in. So after I do some damage, I see the boss is really weak, and I know there's a couple people here trying to get the medallion, so I got to be quick. In my inventory, I notice I have 4 shockwaves, so I know I can use these to be quick. Here I shock up to look for the boss. I see multiple footsteps, but I just focus on the boss because I know they're almost dead. Now, once they die, keep in mind that there is explosions. I believe it's dynamite that spawns around her, so just be careful. You saw as soon as I killed her, that person landed and wanted the medallion. I shocked and flowed my way across, so notice how I did it twice. The second time I flowed to give myself a much farther shock. Luckily, there was another person with nitro fist, so it looks like they got distracted. I take this opportunity to grab this bike and bounce. I switch to a vehicle because I much prefer vehicles over bikes this season. While I'm rotating, this guy's relentlessly pushing me with his vehicle, so what I do is I get out and I rotate up here with my nitro fist. Now, the reason why I got out of my car to rotate is because I have this boom bow, and this does heavy damage against vehicles. I just have to make sure I hit my shots. Now, I accidentally take a little bit of fall damage here because I messed up the buttons. If you don't jump and press the punch button, you're not actually going to dash forward. Instead, you'll kind of start punching in the air and fall, just like I did there. So be careful when you're using those nitro fists. So the reason why I came out here is because I know these geysers actually activate, and you can use them sort of like a launch pad. So I go ahead and flow and use it to rotate out of this area. I make my way to restore reels and I put that bow to work. Again, I have unlimited rockets, so you can see I'm just spamming this. And this mythic boom bow also has a drum mag, so it just feels like I'm shooting rockets for days, causing a bunch of damage to vehicles and players if they get caught in my line of sight. These nitro fists are a great way to rotate. I always carry them in my inventory because endgame fights are a must with these nitro fists. It allows you to rotate mid-fights, so it's a must in my opinion. Here I take a couple more shots at this car over here with my boom bow. Now, at the time when I recorded this video, this was before the patch, which means the vehicle still had auto regen health, and they were very busted. So I actually go back into the storm just to get this vehicle, and I actually see on the minimap there's another player with a medallion who's kind of waiting for me at the edge of storm, because they know I went back in here to grab the vehicle or whatever. So They're trying to get my vehicle, they're trying to get my medallion and my bow. Luckily, I grab my vehicle and I bounce. Now, the mobility of these vehicles are insane because you have like this nitro effect on, so your car is constantly moving on land, road, and water really fast. So it makes driving this car over other ones that much better. As well as the machine gun is much faster. So you can see this guy has a grenade launcher on his car. I switched to my machine gun and I'm just melting the health of his car. And if you aim it at the driver's seat or a passenger or wherever this person is, you're gonna melt their health with this machine gun. So if they're trying to heal here, I try to grief them with the machine gun. Now, this is how I play solos. If you have a vehicle with a machine gun, you drive and you're chasing someone, you speed up, give yourself a boost, but when you find yourself in a straight line of sight, switch to the passenger seat, take a couple shots, and then go switch back to the driver's seat. So every time you get that straight line of sight, switch to your machine gun. You always want to be damaging when you can. So here I blow this guy up. A funny thing about this guy is he actually used the Nitro Fist to dash up, and when he came back down, he got inside my car. So now he's in my car. He's not really shooting my car, he's not griefing it, he's just kind of chilling, and he's just kind of healing and going along for the ride. So I kind of just drive around at this point. Because he's not griefing me though, I'm kind of just chilling as well, and I decide to drop him off here like a real gentleman. You know, say, hey buddy, here's your ride out of here. Luckily he decides to take it. He riffs out of there, and we're on our way. I make my way over to Classy Courts, where again I switch to the gunner's seat and completely melt these people. Now, after the patch, the turrets aren't as good. They're not as accurate. They're still decent though. I mean, it is a little bit hard to aim, especially if you're playing with a team and there's somebody's driving and you're shooting. You know, it's not the easiest, but it still does shoot pretty fast, can melt people's health. Now this guy decides to also get in my vehicle, but he decides to grief my vehicle. So I keep driving around and I keep an eye on my health because I know he's trying to blow up my car. I wait for it to blow up and I use my Nitro Fist to rotate. Now this guy is also using Nitro Fist, which is smart. He rotated with me. And if you get hit by those fizz, it does take a good chunk of your shield or health, so you better be careful when you're fighting someone with Nitro Fizz. Avoid getting hit with them as much as you can. I go ahead and rotate over to this side, use my fizz, try to get as much shield as I can back. Now this guy behind me creeps up, so I do hit him a couple times with my boom bow, but he actually gets away with his Nitro Fist. Now, my loadout is not the best. I do have the boom bow, which is the best weapon I currently have, Nitro Fist for mobility, and then just a blue thunderburst with no scope or attachments as my backup. My loadout could be better, but I'm just kind of working with what I have at this point. I take a couple shots with this guy. It's 1v1 now, me and this Reaper skin. I do miss some shots, so I go back and I use the Nitro portal here to have better movement and rotate. Try to see where he's going. This is a good fight because it's 1v1 final game and we both have Nitro Fist, so you can see how both of us utilize this to our advantage when we're fighting each other. I'm trying to save that one dash I have on my back from Grim Gate just in case I need it in a clutch moment. So here we're fighting, but we're rotating using the Nitro Fist. Again, a very good rotation. This player understood how to use these Nitro Fists pretty well. Catch him slipping over here for the dub. But that's how we land Nitro Drome and catch the win. If you guys want to get better at the meta, Nitro Drome is a good spot to land. You will get better at vehicles, navigating third parties, and trying to get the medallion, and get practice using the mythic vehicle. Even after the update, it's not bad, but again, my next video I'll talk about how you can absolutely destroy vehicles, so make sure to stick around for that. Thanks again for watching. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, and I hope you guys have a great day.